ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं तदेव स्वयं रूपं तदाह्यम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोर्वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So welcome for all of you for today's session. Today we are going to discuss Nectar of Devotion, chapter number 13. Important items among the 64 are 5. So 5 items are very important. Out of 64 limbs of the Adana Bhakti, 5 are the much important. So what are those? First is worshipping the deities. Second, studying the Srimad Bhagavatam. Third one, Nam Sankirtan, chanting holy names. And fourth one is serving the devotees or associating with devotees. And final one is living in Mathura. These are the 5 devotional items which are very important. So every devotee should try to practice this 5. If someone, worshipping deities, regularly studying Srimad Bhagavatam, next, Nam Sankirtan, chanting holy names, serving devotees, living in Mathura. These has to be practiced regularly. Okay. About these 5 things, today we are going to read more elaborately. Rupa Goswami has stated that five kinds of devotional activities, namely residing in Mathura, worshipping in the deity of the Lord, reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, serving a devotee and chanting Hare Krishna Mantra. They are very potent. Even if anyone have the slightest desire or slightest love to practice any one of this, but definitely he will be delivered from this. It's so potent that a small attachment for any one of these five items can arouse devotional ecstasy. So one can be a neophyte also can gradually develop spiritual ecstasy. We are going to see again these five items a little bit more details. Okay. So regarding worship of the form of the Lord or deity, Rupa Goswami has written the following verse. Rupa Goswami wrote the following verse. What is that verse? That is here in the Mula. स्मेरा भंगीत्रया परिचिता साची विस्तीर्ण दृष्टिम वंशीन्यस्ताधर किशलयाम् वंशीन्यस्ताधर किशलयाम् उज्ज्वलां चंद्रकेण गोविन्दाख्यां हरितनुम् एतः केशितीर्धोपकण्ठे मा प्रेक्षिष्टास्तव यदि सखे बन्धुसंगे स्थिरंगः. There is a saying. This verse is composed by Srila Rupa Goswami about in regarding of the form, the deity of the Lord. स्मेरां भङ्गीत्रय परिचितां साचि विस्तीर्ण दृष्टिं वंशीन्यस्तादर किशलयामुज्ज्वलां चन्द्रिकेण गोविन्दाख्यां हरितनुमित केशितीर्धोपकण्ठे मा प्रेक्षिष्टास्तव यदि सखे बन्धुसङ्गे स्थिरङ्गः. Tiranga. What it means? Someone read this in the double quotes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Okay, my dear friend, if you still have any desire to enjoy the company of your friends within this material world, then don't look upon the form of Krishna, who is standing on the bank of Kesigata, a bathing place in Vrindavan.
Voice is breaking. Voice is breaking for me only or to everyone?
Everyone. I think everyone, bro.
I'm not able to hear what he read. My dear friend, if you still have any desire to enjoy the company of your friends within this material world, then don't look upon the form of Krishna, who is standing on the bank of Keshigar, a bathing place in Vrindavan. He is known as Govinda, and his eyes are very enchanting. He is playing upon his flute, and on his head there is a peacock feather, and his whole body is illuminated by the moonlight in the sky. So, about the Lord's deity, he is glorified. Lord's enchanting features will attract so much that so if one is desirous to maintain the worldly friendship, then he should not look towards the Lord. So saying the purpose of this verse is that if someone becomes attached to the Srimurti, a deity of Krishna, by worshipping at home, then he will forget his relationships of so-called friendship, love, and society. Thus, it is the duty of every householder to install deities of the Lord, of the Lord. Circumvent. This will save everyone from such unwanted activities as going to clubs, cinemas, and dancing parties, and smoking, drinking duties. All such nonsense will be forgotten if one stresses the worship of deities at home. The Lord is so enchanting, His beauty. One has to do worship so that one can easily save himself from the material dealings. For householders, particularly, deity worship is mandatory. For brahmacharis, it's okay. There is excuse. But for the householders, it's necessary. For the brahmacharis, they have temple. So in the temple, if they get the darshan of the Lord, who was bathed and dressed nicely, by itself they will be getting the benefit. But for the grihasthas, it has to have the deities. So that means who are qualified to worship, definitely they should. So that is one of the important link. Out of five, it is one. The next one is studying regularly Srimad Bhagavatam. Rupa Goswami further writes, my dear foolish friend, I think that you have already heard some of the auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam, which declares seeking the results of fruitive activities, economic development, and liberation. I think that now it is certainly that gradually the verses of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describing the pastimes of the Lord will enter ears and go into you, into your heart. So what is the sloka? Shanke Nita Sapadi Dashamaskanda Parna Karnatvani Patikatam Anupuryat Bhavadbhi Bhavam Sambhodimba Paramasubhadan Hanta Dharmartha Kaman Yadgarhanta Sukamaya Mayi Sukamaya Sukamaya Mayi Mokshama Kshippanti. Bhagavatam. The beauty of the Bhagavatam is said here. Which describes the, oh my dear foolish friend, I think that you have already heard some of the auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam, which is declares seeking the results of fruity activities, economic development, and liberation. I think that now it is certain that gradually the verse of the text, the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describe the pastimes of the Lord will enter your ears and go into your heart. The beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam it is said that unless one has the ability to throw out just like garbage the fruit results of ritualistic economics, ceremonies, economy, development, and becoming one with the Supreme, one cannot understand Srimad. Srimad Bhagavatam deals exclusively with devotional service. Only one who studies Srimad Bhagavatam in the present, in the spirit of renunciation, can understand the past tense of the which are described in the 10th canto. In other words, one should not try to understand the topics of the 10th canto, such as Rasalila, unless he has spontaneous attraction for Srimad Bhagavatam. One must be situated in pure devotional service before he can relish Srimad Bhagavatam as his. What it means? Until unless one doesn't come out from the Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, you cannot understand Srimad Bhagavatam. If our consciousness is fully centered in the do's and don'ts, then what will happen? And because of these do's and don'ts, so we are fully conscious of that only. What is right and what is wrong. What is dharma and what is adharma. The concept of dharma and adharma, so is not the highest. The concept of dharma may change based upon the time, place. As per the who is the changes? The changes are not you and me. The changes are the acharyas. Many times we say that based upon time, place, and circumstances is okay. Who are you to decide? So time, place, and circumstance is not in the hands of the people in general. So based upon time and place and circumstances, deciding the dharma is not in the hands of some common people. It is in the hands of the exalted Vaishnavas. So people who are fully engrossed in that kind of dharma, always they are conscious of doing rights and wrongs. So such a people will never get the interest for the bhakti. No, they never get. So whose consciousness is fully grabbed by the fruitive or the dharma or the sense gratification finished. And also for the desire of the liberation also, if you does some work, so that is also is not right. So he cannot understand Srimad. Then who can understand Srimad Bhagavatam? The one who is the one who studies Srimad Bhagavatam in the spirit of renunciation can understand the pastimes of the Lord which are described in the 10th book. Only one who studies Srimad Bhagavatam in the spirit of renunciation can understand the constants of the Lord, which are described in the 10th canto. In other words, one should not try to understand the topics of the 10th canto, such as Rasalila, unless he has spontaneous attraction for Srimad. Okay? One who studies Srimad Bhagavatam in the spirit of renunciation. Renunciation from where? Renunciation from the dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. One who is conquering of setting the principles for the right and wrong, setting the rules for the right and wrong. He cannot relish. Or someone is interested in the economic development. So he is also, and one is encouraged in the interested in the sense gratification. They can also understand. They also cannot understand. Srimad Bhagavad is meant for whom? Dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaraणाम sata vedyam vastavamatra vastu sivadam tapatriyonmolanam. For whom this Bhagavatam is meant for? Dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaraणाम sata. So Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for those who are completely free from the nirmatsaras. So who are free from the cheating release. So they are only eligible for this, not for everyone. Only one who studies Srimad Bhagavatam in the spirit of renunciation can understand the pastimes of book, which are described in the 10th canto. Why Prabhupada is saying in the 10th canto? So the Ashray Tattva, the main Srimad Bhagavatam is composed of 6 topics, 10 topics. Atra sargo visargastanam poshanamotayah manvantareshanukata nirodha muktirashrayah. Like there are the 10 topics. Out of all these 10 topics, the most important topic is the final one, Ashray Tattva. So that means Srimad Bhagavatam is dealing about the 10 topics. What are those? Sarga means creation, main creation. So Visarga means secondary creation. Atra Sargo, Visarga Sthanam, maintenance. Sthanam Poshanam means blessing the devotees. Utaiha means karma vasanas. Manvantaras, the Lord is appearing in the form of Manvantara Avatara and his pastimes and his devotees' pastimes. And winding up of this entire universe. And Mukti is liberation. These are the 9 items. Ultimate purpose of knowing all these 9 items is to know about the Ashraya Tattva. Who is that? That is Krishna. So to know Krishna, we need to read all these 9 Ashraya Tattvas, which are there in all the cantos. So remaining all cantos we study to understand Ashraya Tattva, which is nothing but Krishna, which is described elaborately in 10th canto. So that means ultimately we should know Ashraya Tattva. So that's why we should directly study 10th canto. Yes. So all remaining 9 topics they are not having any use. So ultimately their purpose is to know the Krishna Ashraya Tattva. That's why Krishna is being described in the 10th canto. If one reads the 10th canto, so that is the ultimate success. So main reading of 10th canto, Bhagavatam means 10th canto. Okay. So that's why if you want to purchase, you purchase only 10th canto and you don't purchase remaining 11 cantos. Okay. So that is the purpose of. So here saying. So Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto is the highest import. Ashraya Tattva. Anyone may have other cantos, you please give to me. I will keep it. Remaining all, so 9 cantos. No, 9 not 11 cantos. 10th canto is enough. Otherwise, you purchase Krishna book, na? Yes or no? Vedugopal को नशा चढ़ गया क्या सोचे?
Yes,
He's in
Prabhu.
the
Yes, Prabhu.
what? What we should do? Srimad Bhagavatam is describing 10 topics. All the topics, main 9 topics are described in the 11 cantos. And main topic is the 10th topic that is described in the 10th canto. Remaining all 9 topics are meant to know only for the purpose of knowing the 10th topic. And that is said in the 10th canto. So that means you have to study all other 9 topics which are there in the 11 cantos, total 11 cantos. So to know the 10th topic which is there in the 10th canto, that is one canto, only one canto. Then why we have to study all these 11 cantos? One may think like this, but actually it's not like that. So one should not jump to study the 10th canto. If you jump to the 10th canto, your hands and legs will be broken in your spiritual life. And your life will be smashed. What do you have to do? You have to study first canto onwards from the first sloka. Yes, that's very important. Don't think that many smart people they think that why I have to study all the 9 cantos. They always have this kind of opinion standards. They want to dwell in the Madhurya. So they want to participate in the other Krishna pastimes and meditating on that. And that's sweet. So pastimes exchanges. They want to hear. They want to watch. They want to imagine. They want to spend time in that. They want to dwell in that. They want to read those books. which are describing the ecstatic pastimes of the Srimati Radharani, Krishna and Gopis, and the Rasalila, the description of the Rasalila, and they want to see that Rasalila dance, and they want to imagine, they want to spend the time and mercy to immerse in that, but actually they are fool. This is simply it's just a desperation without yeah perspiration. With perspiration, actually, there is no result. All the people has to what do they have to do? They have to study the all the 9 cantos and get the eligibility, and then only one should train the 10. Will get the qualified. Will become qualified by studying the all 9 cantos. So especially one should read Srishti Leelas. Jivatma is sleeping in the mind, deeply sleeping. Jivatma is being illusioned by the mind. We are all sleeping in the lap of the mind. We are all trapped by the mind. We are all just forgetting ourselves, our constitutional position as a servant of the Lord, and we are wasting our time, and we are simply running behind the unnecessary things. And such a jivatma, which is sleeping in the lap of mind, so it cannot relish the pastimes of the Krishna directly. So the person who is sleeping and he cannot relish, if you feed him something, in that sleep he might be eating something, but it's no use. It will be like a without any relation. The same way, the Jivatma which is sleeping in the lap of the Maya, which is sleeping on the bed of the material pleasure. We are all sleeping on the bed which is made up of materialistic pleasures, being dwelling in these pleasures. So we are all in the sleeping mode. You forget yourself and you imagine yourself as something in the dream. Similarly, in the present day time, we forgot ourselves as a servant of the Krishna, and we are imagining ourselves as such and such, this, that. I'm merchant, I'm doctor, I'm professor, I'm teacher, I'm housewife, this and that, like that. So we are simply wasting our time, and we should first of all wake up. So if you want to relish the something dish, that person should be fully aware, and he is already in the half sleep or more than sleep, fully sleep. And if you feed something in his mouth, he might be eating, but no relishment. Similarly, people like you and me, if we hear the pastimes of the sweet pastimes of the Krishna and Radha, we are all simply just it will wake up our senses. Our sex indulge will be increased. Our mundane thoughts will increase. Our itching for the material desires will increase. And like this, all the contamination will be increased. So because since we don't have factual understanding about the tattva behind the Krishna and Radha, so such an ignorant person simply imagine everything on the mundane platform and simply falls down. It's simply a so fall down. So that's why one should study Srimad Bhagavatam from the beginning. Then only he will be successful. One should especially study Srishti Leelas. That is how Maya is creating this Srishti. Maya is cause for this entire creation. So Maya is so powerful. Maya is so beautiful. Maya is so glittering. Maya is so unsurpassable. Mama Maya Dritya. It's very difficult to cross her. It's very, very difficult. We take it very easily. We think ourselves as masters. But this is also out of mind. And that's why we are every day falling down. Every minute we are falling down. In every second we are falling. We are all the time going down, down, down. But we are not observing. So because of this, so one should understand how this Maya is creating this whole universe. So many beautiful objects for eating, for smelling, for touching, for hearing, for tasting, like this, for smelling, for seeing. The most Maya's magnanimous creation for man is woman, and for woman is the man, where all the five senses are gratified with that object. The itching sensation of the skin, the desire, the lusty desire for seeing, hearing the voice. So these are all so satisfied. So all these, that's why Maya is creating everything. Your wealth, your money, your various objects, your building, your car, all are products of Maya. But we don't know the creation of the Maya. We forget about her and we simply think the ownership on that and being illusioned by this. So Jivatma always is in the coma. Maya gives heavy pain because of his previous karma. Jivatma gets a strong kick from the Maya. Because of this, it will be fainted and it will wake up. Once again, it will get kicked, get fainted, or otherwise, the deep sleep of YouTuber. So, this kind of situation, how one can come out, for that, one should regularly study Srimad Bhagavatam, first 9 cantos, particularly second canto and third canto. You have to study again and again. You have to study again and again until and unless it goes into your heart. Otherwise, you are a cheater. Whom you are cheating? You are cheating yourself. Whom you can cheat in its followers? Maximum you can cheat yourself. Nobody can be. You have no potential to cheat anyone. You are always cheating yourself. You want to be cheated. That's why. So we are all here. So one should study Srimad Bhagavatam very systematically, not by yourself. What you can study and understand. You cannot study and understand. You should approach a guru and you should study Srimad Bhagavatam under guru. So it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. Many times we are getting fooled. We are fools. Do you think Srila Prabhupada purports are so easy? That's a simply foolishness. So that's why I don't think that 10 times I read it and I finished. What you read? You didn't read anything. You don't know anything. So systematically you should study from a self-realized person. From a self-realized person, from a pure devotee who realized he is not body and is always in the transcendental form. And such a realized devotee, you should hear from him. Then he will impart this knowledge into your heart. There are so many lines. It may look very easy and you are understanding, but nobody is understanding. So there is a need of guru. So to study Srimad Bhagavatam under proper guru, one has to study. Okay, but of course you have to study yourself. But don't think that by studying yourself you completed, you finished your studying Srimad Bhagavatam. No. Sukadeva Goswami is such a brilliant and Tejasvi, Brahmachari, Brahman realized soul, and such a personality has read this Srimad Bhagavatam under the guidance of his father, so Srila Vyasdeva. So that is the situation actually. Srila Parishit Maharaj is a great exalted devotee from the birth. He studied Srimad Bhagavatam from Guru Sukadeva Goswami. The great saint Narada Muni studied Srimad Bhagavatam under Vyasdeva. Many fools, they bring book and they think that they studied 1-2 times and they think, I finished Bhagavatam. No, they didn't study anything. Their real study begins when they sit under a proper self-realized guru. And Krishna, who is in the Krishna conscious platform all the time, you have to read from such a person. Then it will be, so you'll be getting this. This is not an ordinary book. Srimad Bhagavatam is not an ordinary book. No. It's a transcendental. All the words are transcendental. It's beyond your intelligence. It's beyond your mental speculations. Your material mind, your material intelligence is unapproachable actually. But by the blessings of the pure devotee, so that bhakti is being placed, the faith on that, the truth is being, is just give it to you. What you can approach, can you approach with material maya, with material tools? All your senses, mind, your intelligence, your body, your speech, everything is out of Maya. This Maya Devi always sit behind Lord actually. She cannot come in front of the Lord. Vilajjamana. She is always shameful. She is always so kapati, shameful, and she never come in front of the Lord. And all the tools, whatever you have, are made by her. And by using those tools, can you approach Lord? It's impossible. But that's why they're pure devotee. So in his heart there is a devotion, pure devotion. And with that spirit, if you serve him, then he will impart in you. That is the fact. Then you can understand. That is the Srimad Bhagavatam understand. not the just letters stating nothing is going to. But you have to continue to. So, but approach systematically a guru and read from it. Next item is in the above two verses of Ruth Goswami. There are some metaphorical analysis that indirectly condemn the association of Middle East society. Anyway, this you read it. So then after that, he's telling about the Mahamantra. Before that, Krishna Bhakta, associating devotees, Nam Sankirtan, and fifth one is Madhuravas. Krishna Bhakto Yatha Drugambo Bi Drugambo Bir Dotaha Pulaka Patali Mandita Tanu Skalanta Pullo Dadati Prutum Vepatumapi Drushoh Kaksham Yavan Mama Sapurushaha Kopyupayeyo न जाने किम तावन मतिरिह गृहे नाविरमते Hare Krishna. It is very astonishing that since I have seen this personality of God who is washed by the tears of my eyes, there is a shivering of my body. It has made me a failure in executing my material duties. Since seeing him, I cannot remain silently at home. I wish to go out to him always. Understood? How the devotees is crying for the Krishna, not the duplicate crying. So don't think that everyone crying who is a real devotee. All are thuggies. Because really most of the we are Kanishta Bhaktas and we are crying for Krishna means it's not real crying. Crying comes in the stage of prema. This is out of the imagination. That means Ashtasattviki Bhavas, in the stage of the prema, one will develop. I'm going to explain a little bit, but one should read this book very entirely. Anyway. So now this crying, whatever, sometimes sitting, standing in front of ladies and we cry. These are all out of the some so-called contaminated sentiments are there behind the Krishna. Along with Krishna sentiment, there is some kind of sentiments. You are considering yourself as body and you are feeling alone, and because of that loneliness, and you went in front of the Lord and you started crying. So this is also kind of crying. It's a mixed actually. It's not genuine crying. You might be feeling alone and oh nobody is there, I am alone. Because you are feeling yourself as body. You have no friends now. Nobody is along with you. And you are helpless. Like even a child also can cry. And now you went in front of the Lord. Oh my Lord, nobody is there to me. This is what? This is out of the prema is coming. This is out of your own sentimental, your weakness. You are feeling yourself as body. And you are in the material consciousness, immersed in that. And you got this so money, or otherwise you got the business loss. Someone looted your money. Then you are like a small boy who is beaten by others. He'll come in front of mommy and he'll cry. Same way you'll go and cry. Don't think that this crying is a real crying. It's out of the Ashtasattvika. This is a material crying mixed with the material crying. Okay, this crying is not going to work. This duplicate crying, all they do. First of all, you should make your philosophy proper. Philosophy means devotional sentiment should be based upon Shastra and proper, free from the material attachments and material tinges. Okay, it should be first of all proper, and then it will be good. So that itself is not clear ourselves. I am not body, and this itself is not known to us. Simply we think. So this is bogus, and by seeing this, you should not get cheated. And don't do drama like that for your material things. Of course, you may cry, no problem, but don't show that, oh, like that. No. Are you feeling really? No. Our impulse is only, oh, so many people cheated me in this society, so nobody is there. So that's why you feel pity on yourself and cry. Okay. Okay. So here the devotee is crying. So who is in the stage of the pain? And Lord is completely cleaned by his crying. Lord is there in his eyes. And he's seeing the Lord. If you see someone, someone will be in your eyes. Similarly, this devotee is crying. And where is the Lord? Lord is in his eyes. Lord is standing in front of him, and that's why Lord is inside his eyes. And when we cry, Lord is completely drenched by the, cleaned by the water tears from this devotee. That is, so that is a devotee actually. So one should serve devotees, such devotees. So it is very, don't think that every devotee is equal. No, these communism principles will not work in the Vaishnavism. So-called communism, everyone is equal. What is equal? Yeah, as a soul, we are all on equal levels. But when the soul does bhakti indifferently, so then we are not equal. We are all different based upon the bhakti amount you talk. Bhakti is the decision maker. Whoever is having the more bhakti, they are more rich. Who have less bhakti, they are less. So that's why the one who has more devotion is the more rich person in our society. And he has to be more given respect. You should treat him like a keep him on your head. And devotees who are neophytes and the devotee who is extremely advanced, both are not equal. There is no communism. There are differences in Buddha. So Bheda will be. So that's why Vaishnavas has to be treated based upon their level of devotion. And you should duly respect them. That's very important. Just by dress no. But you should be always careful. Wherever you find some little amount of bhakti anywhere, be careful about it. While you are walking, if you find even a small thorn, thorn, what do you say thorn? The thorn nails, sharp nail, a thorn on your road, thorns are falling here and there, are nails, sharp nails. How you will walk? Can you walk closing your eyes blindly? Can you do that? You cannot do that. Why? You should be careful, otherwise you will be hurted. Your feet will be hurt. Same way. In this whole universe, there are so many people are doing the devotion. Wherever you see devotion, even a little, wherever you smell the little bhakti, you should be alert and careful. Don't offend them. No. So you have to give due respect to as per their level of devotion. Even someone is having a little bhakti, definitely you have to. So not commit any offense. Don't offend him. So don't disrespect them. Because the Bhakti Maharaj is sitting in their heart. That little bhakti is nothing but Bhakti Maharaj. She will get displeased. Because of that, he will not allow you to taste any bhakti, to relish any transcendental pleasure. You will become mad. You will have mad guy. You will become a fool. You should keep on committing offenses. You will never come to know when you are out from the devotion. You don't know what you are going to lose. You don't know even after losing also. You lost already. You are the loser. You failed already. You lost all the taste for the Krishna. You lost all the devotional spirit. Just for the sake of public, you might be bringing a drama in front of everyone. So you have to check yourself. Whether you are making a drama or whether you really are getting any pleasure. It's very important. Because of the offenses, everything will be out. So all the pleasure will be out. Just to make a drama in front of everyone, just wearing the clothes and dressing like a soap opera. So this will happen. Thousands of people are coming and going. 90s, 70s. No. 80s. No. 90s? No. 10 years in us. Full time. Now no chanting. Initiation over. No chanting. No suchi muchi. No offering. Eating. Don't know what they are doing in situation. What is happening? Because of the offenses. Because of the offense towards the Bhakti Maharaj. Don't know you are a wild elephant. You committed so many offenses towards so many devotees. And Bhakti Maharani got frustration because of you. She got frustrated by you, and that's why she stopped her mess. This rascal is not qualified to release it anymore else. Now I don't want to give any pleasure to him. So stop this everything. But out of social fear, out of the social customs, we might be just acting like devotee. Please check if it is in your case. And change yourself. Beg mercy from the Lord. She is so merciful. She will definitely. So, devotee, the purport of this statement is that as soon as one is fortunate enough to contact a pure devotee, one must be anxious immediately to hear about it. You should always hanker to associate pure devotees. First of all, you should have eyes to see the pure devotees. We don't have eyes to see pure devotees also. We are a blind people actually. Being a blind man, we are not able to recognize where is what. So what is there, where it is, what is that, and where it is. This is not known to us. Like a blind man, if you leave him in a new place, what he can see? He cannot see anything. Like that, we are also blind. We became blind. We became blind, being committed so many offenses, and that's why we're not able to understand who is who and what is who is pure. And blind man touches the elephant and touches the elephant legs and thinks that is a pole. Similarly, we touch something and we feel something else. Similarly, in our case also. Being we are covered with our lusty desires for the money, for the woman, for the so and so. We see with these eyes devotees and we understand that, oh, he is pure. Oh, someone is very opulent, lot of money because we are hankering for the money. Then the devotee viewer is having more money. He is pure devotee for him. So someone is aspiring for the followers, and someone has more followers, and this devotee is having the hankering for the having followers. And by seeing that devotee whoever is having the more followers, he got inspired by him, and he think that the one who is having the more followers is the most pure devotee. We see the devotee purity based upon by our impurity. We see the devotee's purity by our impurity. So that's why, and we see the devotees' impurity. So with our impurity, and we see everything impure. So that's why our impure eyes not able to recognize. So that's why, just as a blind man, what you can do is just pray to the Lord. Oh my Lord, I am completely blind. I don't know who is pure devotee. So you send your pure devotee in my life and you save me. Like that, you just a blind man who fell in the well. What he can do? He simply cry, he simply beg, he simply scream and shout. Do that. Then you will get the definitely a mercy. And you will get the, so Lord will send a person in your life and who can deliver it. Okay. So just, it's very important. Pray for that. Pray like that. We don't know how to write the prayer songs. We are so blind. We became so blind. How to ask the Lord also we don't know. So you do that only. My dear Lord, I am so blind. I am so dumb. I am so useless. I don't know how to ask and what to ask. Like that you should do. Then you will help. All the help you will send. Next, Mahamantra. यदवधि मम सीता वणिकेन अनुगीता श्रुतिपथ मग शत्रुर्नामगात प्रयाता अनवक लितपूर्वां हन्तकाम् अप्यवस्था तदवधि ददन् तददन्तर्मानसं शाम्यतीव. He said that saints have been able to hear vibrating strings of the veena in the hands of Narada, who is always singing the glories of Lord Krishna. Now the same sound vibration has entered my ears, and I am always feeling the presence of the Supreme Personality. Gradually I am becoming bereft of all attachment for material enjoyment. So how gloriously Srila Guru Goswami mantra enters in your heart. Krishna himself is entering. So Krishna himself is entering in the heart. So what is said here? He said that saints have been able to hear the vibrating strings of the hands of God. That same vibration has entered my ears. Narada always play his tambura. He plays sa pa sa pa. This string sounds. So he Krishna, Narayana. All the time he always sing the glories of Narayana. Names. Worldly people think that what is this foolishness? Chanting the names, what is this? It's completely very strange and There is no clue for them about the holy name. This is their unfortunate state. But actually, everything is holy name. And particularly the most effect sadhana among all. If you ask us, among all the 64, five are important. Among all these five, if you ask, what is the topmost one? You know, Nama Sankirtan. Among these five also, one is the topmost, the emperor, the Chakravarti, the great king. His holy name. Among all these five, the topmost one is Sankirtan. What kind of Sankirtan? Nama Sankirtan. Namanukirtanam. Spontaneous, purposes spontaneous means continuous. Is that one should achieve that. Like Narada. Next one is I remember the Lord standing by the banks of the river, so beautiful amid the Kadamba trees. There is a beautiful river, Yamuna, and the bluish water actually. On that bluish water, there is a full moon. Is a so brilliantly all the moon rays are falling on that water. And in that blue water, there is a white moon shining actually. So Yamuna river, on the banks of that river, so many Kadamba trees, so beautiful. Amid the Kadamba trees, where many birds are chirping in the gardens. And these impressions are always giving me transcendental realization of beauty and bliss. So if you go and see a beautiful place, and so many Kadamba trees, and deers are jumping there, and birds are just making the little voice, and more, the peacocks are just fanning their peacocks, and so beautiful place, and the Kadamba trees, if you see, immediately what you do is reminding the God. So that's why Mathura was 50th place. The fifth item is Mathura was. Wherever you go in the Mathura Mandal, Chaurasi crores in every particle. Whenever you see the tree, wherever you see the birds, wherever you hear the voice of a peacock, if you see the Kadamba flower falling on the ground, immediately remind Krishna. every atom, every bird, every tree, every creature in this Vrindavan is reminding Krishna. Nandamara's house. You go Ramandreti, you see that sand. It's reminding how the Krishna is playing there. If you come to the Vrindavan, it will remind you how Krishna is grazing with our cows. If you come to the Gaur, if you see that Dhangati, Krishna is collecting the tax from the this. Every spot in the Rajamandal is reminding Krishna. So that's why one should live always in Rajamandal. So then he is a fortunate person. Living other than Rajamandal, one's life is waste. In these statements about devotional service, sometimes it may appear the results have been overestimated, but actually there is no overestimation. Some devotees, as revealed scriptures give evidence, have had immediate results by such association. Although this is not possible for all. Don't overestimate for the spiritual results. Patiently do that. But some might have got quick results. Don't compare with them. Don't get frustrated and leave the process. Steadily and constantly one should. These are not overestimations, nor are they stories. They are all actual facts, but are true for certain devotees and not necessarily apply to all. In some cases, you will be seeing the results very quickly. That's also fine. So next, अलौकिक पदार्थानां अचिन्त्या शक्तिरुदृशि पावं तद्विषयं चापि या सहैव प्रकाश. That means all these five. What is that first one? Deity worship. Second one, studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Third one, what is the third one? Third one is associating groups. Fourth one, Ramasin. Fifth one is Mathura Vaks. These are all very transcendental. If one come in touch with this, immediately they will be getting the Krishna Prema and excited. He will be in the ecstasy. Alaukika padarthanam achintya shakti rishi. Once he chanted the holy names and he went to Vrindavan and seen everywhere Krishna. It's not exaggeration, it's a fact. It will be happening in someone's case. May not happen in everyone's case. So one has to patiently try hard. Bhavam tadvishayam chapi ya sahaiva prakashayet kesham chit kvachidanganam yakshudram sruyate phalam बहिर्मुखा प्रवृत्त्यैतत् किन्तु मुख्यं फलं प्रति सम्मतं भक्तिविज्ञानानां भक्त्यङ्गत्वं तु कर्मणाम्. What is being said here? So that's why one should not be, they are all five powerful angas. So patiently one should continue. Next, next important point, more point. Sometimes you might be hearing from Bhakti, you'll be getting the Swarga, or you'll be getting the kingdom, you'll be getting this. Why it is said like that? In the some Shastras, if you chant the Narayana mantra, you will not be getting any enemies. By chanting the Krishna's name, you will be getting the full of opulence and wealth. Why this kind of things are said about the holy name? If holy name or otherwise bhakti is so transcendental and it is giving the transcendental results, then why in the Shastra some places it is said that so one if does bhakti is going to get the some material results. Cheap material results are said as results of bhakti. Why it is done? The reason is बहिर्मुख प्रवृत्त्यैतत् किन्तु मुख्यं फलम्. Because of some चिंदी चोर माने बहुत चीप लोग रहते हैं. चीप cheap cheap people. So to pull them also towards the bhakti, in some shastras, some places, if you do bhakti, you'll get this middle result, that middle result is being said. But what is the main result of the bhakti? Main result of the bhakti is rati, prem, Krishna prem. Sammatam bhakti vijnanana bhaktyangvatvam tu karmana. One more thing. Bhakti Vijnana. One more point, very important point. The experts of the bhakti, like Parasara and so, they are all expert in the bhakti. So, karma is made as anga of the bhakti. Otherwise, they make the karma as a supporting element for the bhakti. That means they do karma or they think that karma is needed to practice bhakti. Yes. So they also accepting this. So sometimes we see that karma is becoming a helper for the bhakti. This is in whose case actually. So these experts are also accepting karma can be the helper for the bhakti. So and they are saying this for in whose case. So this is in the people who are still didn't come to the Dhrida Shraddha. Jata. So who all didn't come? Who? Ajata Dhrida Shraddha. Suddha Bhakta Bhakti Pratyo Uktam Iti Bhavaha. So whoever is not got the Dhrida Shraddha. So what is the entry door for the pure devotion? Dhrida Shraddha. It's not to become so easy to become a pure devotee. We should always remember this. We should always remember this. Ajata Drashraddha. So, people who didn't come to the Drashraddha, strong faith, that means they are not qualified for the Shuddha Bhakti. In their case, this karma can be the assistant for the or helper for the Bhakti. But devotees who have Drashraddha, that means they are qualified in the Shuddha Bhakti. In their case, is there any need to put the support of karma for the bhakti or mixing of karma with bhakti? No need. We are always chanting, hearing, glorifying. And what about their body? For that they need to do karma, no. Lord will take care. So Shuddha Bhaktas are very rare. Almost or nothing. We are all Ashuddha Bhaktas. We should become Shuddha Bhaktas. We should all try for that. Shuddha Bhakta means Jata Drashraddha. Drashraddha. He is the Adhikari for the Shuddha Bhakta. Getting. So, Prabhupada said, even if one devotee becomes pure devotee, his mission is successful. One pure devotee. Drashraddha. So, doing varnashram, these are all for whom? Those who didn't get the drashraddha. That is necessary for them so that they can easily enter into Shuddha Bhakti. So, yes, because that will bring the peace and goodness and that will make them to progress in the Bhakti. So, that's why Varnashrama is needed for those who are not in the pure devotional platform. So, if who are in the pure devotional platform, for them there is no need. They should not follow actually. They are beyond the Varna and Ashrama. They are beyond Sarva Dharman Paritijya Mamekam Sharanam Praja. All dharmas they left over. But who are they? Are you there? We are not. That's why we need to follow the Daiva. Still the confusion. I don't know why this confusion in the society. I'm very surprised. Daiva Varnashrama Dharma is for the non-pure devotees or impure devotees who are not qualified for the pure devotion. They has to follow. But everyone think that I am pure devotee and I don't need to follow any Varnashrama. And that's why Prabhupada's 50% mission is like that only. Till now it is lying down. Nothing is progressing. His 50% mission is establishing Daiva Varnashrama. And which is said by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Goswami Maharaj. And tomorrow is the 150th appearance day. Tomorrow we are going to celebrate in the Mayapur. And his desire, he wants to see the communities of Daiva Varnashrama. And he introduced this Brahmana initiation. He introduced this Grihastha, Brahmachari, Sannyasi, Vanaprastha, Ashramas. He only introduced. He introduced the system of this Daiva Varnashrama. But ashramas are developing, but varnas are not coming up. No change in the society. Okay. This ends the purport. You all read this. Whatever I said, it will be there. 14th chapter. Devotional qualifications. ईषत् प्रथममेवेति नाङ्गत्वमुचितं तयो यदुबे चित्तकाठिन्य हेतु प्राय सतां मते ज्ञानवैराग्ययोर्भक्ति प्रवेशोपयोगिता. Now today we are going to discuss a new topic now. Try to be excited. A new topic. What is that new topic? Jnana and Vairagya. Jnana means what you should take here? Brahma Anusandhana Jnanam. Not the Bhakti Jnana. Jnana means I am not body, I am soul. This is also Jnana. I am servant of the Lord. This is Bhakti Jnana. I am not body, I am soul. This is simply Jnana. So I am not body, I am soul. This kind of knowledge is needed for practicing Bhakti. And I don't eat, and I don't see, I don't smell, I don't touch, I don't. This is Vairagya. So this kind of restrictions are needed to practice Bhakti. We have to continue this kind of knowledge cultivation and also practicing of the renouncement. What do you say? Bhakti means what you understood. You always forget what I explained for the Bhakti definition. Anyabhilasha Sunya. I don't know. I'm not satisfied. Even after telling so many times, I feel that it's not there in their hearts. I feel like that always. Like that, and I repeat again and again. And that's why I'm not able to complete this course. I feel all the time like sometimes mother is feeding, and feeling that this boy didn't eat and feeding. I don't know. And that boy already ate so much and his stomach is bulging and breaking, blasting. But still she is feeling that, oh, so he is feeling hungry and feeding like that. So I don't know. You understood what I said or not? I repeat many times, many things. So then the point is to practice bhakti, do we need really jnana? Jnana means what? Jnana means many people think that anything we read from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, these are all jnana. The another foolishness. Reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is jnana. It's a direct devotional service. It's one of the limb of the bhakti, Bhagavatam. People think that the Bhagavatam sitting and reading Bhagavatam is doing what he is doing nonsense. It's another hypocrisy. Are, whole life is meant for studying and relation Bhagavatam. And who are karmis till now, if they come into devotion, they always see the cross manifestation, something gross, and they think that that is only the service. Because karmis, they see everything big in manifested way, building something gross, and that is their problem. What we can do. So here, jnana means what you should take, not the studying Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad. Jnana means I am not body, I am the soul, or otherwise I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. This kind of knowledge is needed to practice bhakti. Which bhakti? Sadhana bhakti. Actually, it's not needed. And vairagya is needed. Vairagya means renunciation. It's needed. It is also not needed. So then why? So, because the one who is in the transcendental platform, in the pure devotional platform, Is beyond the rules and regulations of the do's and don'ts. Why? He is always doing Krishna's service only. Na? 24 hours he'll be doing the direct devotional activities. Direct devotional activities. So that's why in that pure devotional platform, there are no rules and regulations out of the modes. No. They are doing a spontaneous devotional service. Prabhupada says spontaneous, I am saying direct devotional service 24 hours. Prabhupada says it as spontaneous, simple word. Both are same meanings. So, in that state, in the pure devotional platform, there are no rules and regulations out of the material conditions. So, before that, before entering into the pure devotional service, in that state, as per our picture, before entering into the pure devotional service, means when you are here in this box, in that case, like people like you and me, for them there is a gnana and vairagya is needed. Only to enter into the pure devotion. To enter into the pure devotion, gnana and vairagya are useful. But in this stage, this is a path of what? It's a pure devotional path. It is divided into three: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema. In these stages, there is no need of gnana and vairagya. Why you will waste for the gnana and vairagya? It's time. 24 hours is doing the service, direct service. He has no time to do the jnana practice and the vairagya practice. But for whom it is needed? Those who wants to enter into this pure devotion. That means these, for them, jnana and vairagya are useful. ईषत् प्रथममेवेति नाङ्गत्वमुचितं तयो यदुपे चित्तकाठिन्यहेतु बप्राय के हेतु प्रायः सतां मते सुकुमार स्वभावीयं भक्तिस्तद् हेतुरीरिता. But Ishat, what is a Shuruat? That means at the beginning stage, there is some use here. In this stage also not much. Ishat means little bit. So that's why. So you should not make. You cannot say that for bhakti, jnana and vairagya can be the anga, means supporting elements. Anga means supporter. No, they cannot be anga of the bhakti. They are only initially some little bit is useful because These two Gnana and Vairagya will make this not too much also. So this is what they will do. Gnana and Vairagya, they will make the heart hard. I am not body, I am soul, I am not body, I am soul. This kind of consciousness is nothing but what? Becoming non-reactive for the external changes, material changes. And this is the, it will make your heart so hard. And you are there. There are so many items to eat, but you are stopping the renouncement, renunciation, detachment, vairagya. That is making the heart so hard. So that means Gnana and Vairagya makes the heart hard. But what about Bhakti? Bhakti makes the heart so soft. Someone is materially suffering, being understanding himself as body, and he is suffering in this material world. If a Jnani sees him, what is his reaction? The reaction is no reaction. By seeing his material suffering, Jnani will feel any compassion. Who is thinking himself as not body soul? He thinks also. So everything is Brahman. Actually, soul never get pain or pleasure. If someone is getting pleasure, also it's not his pleasure. That's not really pleasure. Some pain also is material only. So like that is non-reactive. But in the case of the devotees, by seeing someone's material pain, devotees feel so compassion. For what? By seeing their material miseries, devotee think that, oh, this Jivatma is also Lord's servant. And why is thinking himself as body and suffering him? Let me deliver him. This is a mode of devotee. It is so merciful actually. In the case of karmis, the karmi sees someone is materially suffering. What is his feeling? Oh, he has bad karma. Poor guy. Let him do good karma, he'll become automatically good. His karma is like that. What can I do? Like that, he will say his karma and he will live for his karma. Then he seeing that, oh, anyway, he is not suffering. That's for the body. Body is not real. Ultimately, soul doesn't get any pain. Why we have to unnecessarily waste our time here? So let's leave him. But devotee heart is so soft. Yes, that is the difference between the karmi jnani. So jnani's heart is hard. Whoever is practicing vairagya, their heart is also very hard. But the devotee's heart is so soft. The difference. So, my dear friends, what you have to understand here? You all should note that. Jnana and Vairagya are not necessary to practice bhakti. They cannot become the supporting elements to the bhakti. They may be little bit used. One is not entered into the pure devotion in the early stages, before entering into the pure devotion. You always should remember this diagram. This diagram is very much helpful for all of you. Which diagram? I'm showing this diagram. This diagram. This diagram is before entering into the pure devotion. So it is useful. Okay, you're all getting here all those NOD series once again. Again and again, again and again. Then it will be revealed. One time sitting, many blocks we might be having. Will not be understood fully. There is no doubt in that. It is the opinion of the expert devotee that mental speculation and the artificial footing in Krishna consciousness may be accepted in the beginning. Okay, you all read what I'm saying. Is already from the outputs only. It's there. One second. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Okay, next we are going to study Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So Gnana and Vairagya are not necessary, but they are initially used. So many times devotees they say Yukta Vairagya. What is this Yukta Vairagya? So already we decided Vairagya and Gnana are only in the beginning, only useful, not in the pure devotion stage. It's already said or not? What is there here? Some scholars recommended that knowledge and renunciation are important factors for elevating oneself to devotional service. But actually, that is not fact. Actually, the cultivation of knowledge or renunciation, which are favorable for achieving a footing. Footing money means entry. Kadam Rakna. Footing in Krishna consciousness may be accepted in the beginning, but ultimately they may also come to be rejected. For devotional services dependent on nothing other than the sentiment or desire for the such service. Devotional service is devotion, is independent, is not dependent on anyone. So that's why Gnana and Vairagya are not at all needed actually. In whose case, who entered into pure devotion. But in the beginning, they are useful only to enter. Hare Krishna. Next. It is the opinion of expert devotees that mental speculation and the artificial austerities of yoga practice may be favorable for becoming liberated from material contamination, but they will also make one's heart harder and harder. You want to practice 24 hours bhakti or otherwise? Sometime half an hour or 1 hour jnana and 1 hour vairagya will make the heart harder and harder. They will not help at all in the progress of devotional service. They will not help at all. These processes are therefore not favorable for entering into transcendental loving service circle. That means, so favorable loving service means here, prema. No deed actually is jnana and vairagya. Mm, mm. Actually, Krishna consciousness, devotional service itself, is the only way of advancing in devotional life. Devotional service is absolute. It is both the cause and the effect. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause and effect of all that, and to approach Him in the absolute. The process of devotional service, which is also absolute, and it has to be adopted. A devotional service is absolute. Then we are seeing the devotees like sannyasis. So they are following the this, that rules, eating less. If some sannyasi thinks these are all are needed for my bhakti, then that is not in the pure devotional function. They are not sannyasis, they are not brahmacharis, they are not grihasthas, and they are not vanaprasthas. So, if pure devotional platform means you are beyond all the ashramas, and you should be in the consciousness that I am just a servant of the Lord, and one should always in that consciousness, he is always either chanting, hearing, remembering the Krishna. Then only to the society to set an example he is. So he is taking up some ashram and he is following that ashram. Even he is in the coming into the pure devotional platform, he might be following some so-called ashram only to set an example to the society. So as per that society rules, ashram rules, he might be eating normal, that means less, or vairagi he might be showing as a sannyasi. That is only external. But what is the internal consciousness of that sannyasi? If that sannyasi should not think himself as a servant of the Lord 24 hours, he is not in really pure devotional platform. He is also neophyte. So that's why every sannyasi, every brahmachari, every grihastha, every vanaprastha has to think that every minute, every second he is the servant of the Lord, and he should be try to be on that platform. Then he is in the pure devotional platform. Otherwise, nothing. We are all still in the entry door only. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am not brahmachari, I am not grihastha, I am not vanaprastha, I am not sannyasi. I am not brahmana, I am not kshatriya, I am not vaishya, I am not sudra. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of the Lord. Of the This is the consciousness. Then why in that society, sannyasis All these are all to regulate the society is very important. But everyone's consciousness should be on the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is the lacking in our society, Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the most important. So in that way, ashrams are only, Varna and ashrams are only to set an example to the society. So that there should not be any chaos. There should not be any chaos. Like a woman who has secret lover, she always act like a good wife in front of her husband. Same way, you should act like a so-called gentleman in front of the society. So that everyone accept the bhakti. But your main purpose is you always should be in the Krishna consciousness, which is not seen by the so-called society. If you try to show your so-called devotion to this society, they cannot see that. Okay, so that's why we need the system. So you should understand that Jnana and Vairagya are not at all needed in the pure devotional form. They are only in the beginning. If someone is feeling these are all necessary for my devotion, that means we are in the, and that person is in the neophyte state. Krishna consciousness is completely absolute. It's not at all absolute, cannot be supported by the relative things. This material world is relative. Matter is relative. Krishna consciousness is absolute. Absolute doesn't need the support of the relative. Gnana and Vairagya are the coming out of mode of goodness. This is a matter actually. Gnana and Vairagya. Okay. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita by the Lord Himself. One can understand me only through devotional service. By practicing Gnana and Vairagya, one cannot give the Krishna prema. In 11th canto, 20th chapter, verse 31st of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna says, my dear Uddhava, for persons who are seriously engaged in my service, the cultivation of philosophical speculation and artificial renunciation are not favorable. When a person becomes my devotee, he automatically attains the fruits of, yes, bhakti is enough. What is bhakti? 64 items, doing 24 hours for Krishna's blessing. That is all 64 not necessary. Next, in 11th canto, 20th chapter of the verse 22 and 32 and 30. Lord further instructs Uddhava, my dear friend, the profits derived from the fruitive activities asterisk, the culture of philosophical knowledge, renunciation, the practice of mystic yoga, charity, and all similar auspicious activities are automatically achieved by my devotees. There is no need to practice this, everything achieved by the Lord. That's all. Then Rupa Goswami then recommends that one should not be attached to the material sense enjoyment, but should accept everything enjoyable which is in relationship to Krishna. So what is this? So here Krishna here explaining. The point is Yukta Vairagya point come here. अनासक्तस्य विषयान् यथार्हम् उपयुञ्जतः निर्बन्धः कृष्णसम्बन्धे युक्तं वैराग्यमुच्यते. If one get the taste in the Hari bhajan, even a great amount of attachment towards the material objects will be finished. And also it is said that anasakta vishayan yatarhamupayunjataha nirbandha krishna sambandhe yukta vairagyamuchyate. Yuktam vairagyamuchyate. प्रापंचिकतया बुद्ध्या हरिसंबंधी वस्तुनः. One second. To enter into the bhakti, what we said, to enter into the bhakti, we need some vairagya. Is useful, we said or not? Huh? To enter into the bhakti means pure devotion here. So here in this stage, means before getting the dhrada shraddha. So vairagya is useful. What kind of vairagya is useful? Yukta vairagya. Because in the once if you enter into the pure devotion, there is no point of Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya is only for those who are still in the process of entering into the pure devotion, developing the Dhrada Shraddha. So for them, Yukta Vairagya means with these people, so they don't have complete faith on the Lord, Dhrada Shraddha they don't have. And that's why, so they has to restrict themselves. They should restrict themselves from the sense objects, and they cannot engage themselves into all the time in the Krishna consciousness, because pure devotional service means 24 hours devotional service. So here there is no 24 hours, so that's why that guy cannot engage himself 24 hours in devotional service. But then what he should do then? Maybe he can do 10 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours japa, this and that altogether. So then remaining time you should follow Yukta Vairagya. Means you should not allow him to be victimized by the sense objects. So he has to accept that much objects without any attachment, and also which are offered to the Lord or which are connected to the Lord. So what is said? Anasakta Vishaya. So without attachment, Yatharham, whatever is needed to maintain his body. So that much he should accept and that too Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam. And that Vairagya also, why he is following? For developing the Krishna consciousness. With that purpose, if he does, then that is known as Yukta Vairagya. You're getting. So what about then person who already entered? He is also eating. So he is eating as a service. He is eating as a service. There is no point of Yukta Vairagya in the pure devotional short form. That's not going to. No. So that's why this said here. Yukta Vairagya. Praguktam Bhakti Pravesha Yogyameva Vairagyam Venakti. Bhakti Pravesha Yogya Vairagyam. Whatever the Yukta Vairagya is what? Bhakti Pravesha Yogyam. That means to enter into Bhakti. Vairagya is helpfully said, na? What is that Vairagyam? That Vairagyam is nothing but Yukta Vairagyam. That is Yukta Vairagyam. But what about the Falgu Vairagyam? Just that means you are controlling your senses for your fitness and you are eating less for the looking slim. So everyone will be attracted towards you and will ask your autograph. Then that is a Falgu Vairagya. But you are eating less so that you want to sit more number of hours and hear Krishna Katha. Then that is Yukta Vairagya. And hear more Krishna Katha and develop full Shraddha. Then after developing the Dura Shraddha, then there is no point of Yukta Vairagya. He is always engaged in the service. He is eating everything as only service. This Vairagyam is not helping him. Vairagya principle it's all no. It's only pure devotional short form. It is only devotion. This concept should be noted very carefully by all of you. Many people may ask, what Venugopal taught to you? If anyone asks a question to you, so please refer me. Please send them to me if you are not able to answer to them. Because there will be so many questions will be raised if you present what I said. Because they have different understandings, but this is the point actually has to be noted. Vairagya is not at all limb. Already we have seen Prabhupada purpose. Is in the pure devotional short form, no Vairagya. But only in the beginning. So that Vairagya is what? Yukta Vairagya. That means without any attachment for the material objects, accepting that for the sake of Krishna consciousness. That is known as Yukta Vairagyam. Falgu Vairagya means for the sake of non-Krishna consciousness. If you do Vairagyam, then that is Falgu Vairagya. Okay. Next. recommends that one should be attached to material sense enjoyment, but should accept everything enjoyable which is in relation to. For example, eating is necessary, and one wants some palatable dishes to satisfy senses. So in that case, yes. For the beginners, yes, eating is necessary for whose case? Who are not in the pure devotional platform, they think that eating is necessary. Otherwise, I will die. But in the pure devotee's case, they don't think that the eating is necessary, so otherwise I will die. They are dependent on the Krishna's mercy all the time. And eating is just a service. Only just. We have seen out of 64, taking Naivedyam, Prasadam is also one of the service. They do that service. And even if they do externally something, they say, yes, I want to eat, I have to eat. That is only the external consciousness. So they are showing them as in the human form. Otherwise, that's only for the local Vyavaharika communication. You understand me? But the neophytes, they feel that eating is necessary, otherwise they will die. So then, in relation with the Krishna, we should eat whatever is offered to the Krishna. Then it is renunciation. So let the palatable dishes be prepared. But unless they are offered to Krishna, one should not accept. The impersonalists who try to avoid everything, because pure devotees like Raghunath Das Goswami, Sanatan, no eating consciousness, eating is necessary. They do offer to their deities something daily, so that they should not throw it out. So they eat as a service. That is their consciousness. We should raise up ourselves from to the high standards of the devotional life. The impersonalists who try to avoid everything, that is Falgu Vairagya. Prabhupada is explaining this paragraph. One should not give up anything which can be utilized in the service of the Lord. That is secret of devotional service. So that's why in the beginner's case, whatever you have, you try to connect that to the Krishna. Like for the small children, you will be giving a small pen and paper. Do whatever you want, but make a goals before learning. So the letters, they do like that for the small children, 2 years old boy, 3 years old boy. They give one slate and some chalk and make them to sit and make the goals. Jalebi. Yes, they do. I don't know. In the same way. So here also. So we should understand that. In the beginning of the Krishna consciousness, whatever you do, you connect that to the Krishna. That is the way we say. But gradually, they should come to the platform of pure devotion. That doesn't mean that, however, that we should give up principles of discharging devotional service. No. Means somehow or other connecting everyone to the Krishna consciousness. That is the beginning. But always doing the pure devotional service, 64, whatever is described, that's a pure devotional platform. Next, there are many other instances showing that devotees need not practice anything But Krishna consciousness. Okay, 1 second. Let me see. 2 minutes. Please wait for 2 minutes. Sure. Let me finish this chapter. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, not 2 minutes. So in this connection, there is a story in the Skanda Purana about a hunter who has converted into a great devotee under the instructions of Narada Muni. When the hunter became a perfect devotee, he was not prepared to kill even an ant. So that means, so what is the context? So here, first of all, come here. There are many other instances showing a devotee need not practice. Okay. All the good qualities demigods automatically develop within him. If you practice bhakti, those who are intentionally practicing to be vegetarians or to become non-violent may have good qualifications by a material estimation. But these qualifications are not sufficient to make them devotees. A vegetarian is not necessarily a devotee, nor is it. So, but a devotee is automatically both vegetarian and non-violent. You must conclude, therefore, the vegetarianism or non-violence is not the cause of devotion. Just by practicing some kind of material rules and regulations, that is not devotion. So, in the Santa Purana, there is one story. Ete न ह्यद्भुता व्याधा तव अहिंसादो गुणाः हरभक्त प्रवृत्तः ये न ते स्युः परपातिनः. So one can utilize even there is a story who's converted into a great devotee under the instructions of Narada Muni. When the hunter became a perfect devotee, he was not prepared to kill even an ant. Parvat Muni, a friend of Narada's, saw the wonderful transformation of hunter. A devotional service and remark, my dear hunter, your unwillingness to kill an ant is not a very astonishing. Any person who develops the devotional attitude has all the good qualities automatically manifest in this. A devotee is never cause of distress to anyone. So devotees, they're always, so they will never create any distress to anyone. That's naturally all the good qualities they stay. So, but if you practice so-called qualities, so through the gnana, those are all not real, artificial, just like makeup. Real beauty is if you practice devotion, then all good qualities will come. That's the real beauty. Okay. From ninth canto, fourth chapter. So here we are going to see further one more small topic. So after saying all this Ipto Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya, so Rupa Goswami coming to that. Now he has said the so many angas, 64. One can practice any one is enough to make his life successful. All 64 are not necessary. Or two also you can practice, three or 10 or only one. So like this, we are seeing in the ninth canto, fourth chapter, someone who practiced one anga out of Navada Bhakti. Navada Bhakti is also part of the 64. So in that Navada Bhakti, so one practiced only one and also became perfect. Some practiced two. Like that examples are there. You can see. So here, Parikshit Maharaj did this Shravanam and he became perfect. So Sukadeva Goswami did the Kirtanam. Prahlad Maharaj did the Smaranam. Lakshmi Devi did the worshipping of lotus feet. Prithu Maharaj did the worship. Padasevanam. Lakshmi Devi did the Padasevanam. Prithvi Maharaj did the Archanam. Akrura did the Vandanam. Kapipati means Hanuman. Hanuman did the Dasyam. Arjuna did the Sakyam. And Sarvasmin Sarvaswam Sarvaswatma Nivedane Bali. That means Bali Maharaj did the Atma Nivedanam. So these are the different examples. But Ambarish Maharaj did all. And he became also perfect. One may do any one, or one can do the all also. So like this chapter finishes. Okay. Tomorrow we'll start the 15th. Raganu Bhakti. Okay, spontaneous devotional service. Any questions? Wow, thank you. No questions, everything is clear. All clear. All clear, clean chat. Who else? Who left actually? Two devotees left. You said. Okay, thank you very much. Happy Ras Puja. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Goswami Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Cha Kalpataru Krishna Kripa Sindhu. Krishna Yabhyo Namo. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.